And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Alan, and joining me, Mr. Rapid Dave. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Not bad. How are you?
You know what? I can't complain. It's been a good week so far. A lot of content coming out. Tons of content. What If, Bad Batch, now Titans Season 3 came out, and they dropped 3 episodes on us, so that's what we're here to talk about. We're going to talk about all 3 episodes, what our thoughts are so far, what we got going on. Each episode has been geared towards a specific character. Episode number 1, Barbara Gordon, you get to meet her. She's introduced into this universe. Episode 2, Red Hood, and then episode 3, Hawk and Dove. Right off the bat, you can tell that they're telling this story in a different universe timeline. You've always kind of thought it because it's always been real darker than what your traditional Titans is, but you find out Barbara Gordon is commissioner in this. Not only that, but you find out that Jim Gordon's dead.
R.I.P.
You find out he's dead, and you find out how he died. Mr. Freeze froze him, and he had a heart attack while frozen. And then you also find out that Alfred's dead in this as well too. So you've got a couple big characters that you find out that they aren't there. You're definitely getting a different Batman in this for sure. You saw him a little bit in season 2, but you really got to see him these first couple episodes. So let's start with episode number 1. What are some of your thoughts on that first episode?
I thought it was fine. You made me watch the season 2 finale before I got into this season. All in all, I'm okay with what's going on and how it's going about. And episode 1, you get that, man, the Joker's there. Could I be more excited about hearing that? Ha, 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 ha. And then spoiler alert, he kills Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Jason Todd's out of his mind.
That's how you started off, with him finding the Joker, and he's calling Batman. Batman's like, well, I'm not going to be back till the morning, so nothing we can do.
Yeah, he's like, stand down, don't do it.
Yeah, he's like, I got this. No, you don't understand. I got this. I got it. And Batman's like, don't do it. Stay put. This is the Joker, and he doesn't listen, and he meets the end with the crowbar. So you're getting a different take on the Jason Todd murder in this one, whereas before he was caught hostage for a while, beat him for a while, played with him, had fun. Batman was there at the end, right as he's dying, essentially. So this one's completely different. Now, did you notice the character that they're setting up in this?
No.
So the kid that was on the bike?
Oh, yeah. Tim Drake, right?
Yeah, Tim Drake, which is who takes place for for Robin after Jason Todd dies.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you've got that. You got Barbara Gordon. She's commissioner. Dick comes back because, Batman calls him and tells him what's happening. Mm-hmm. You find out Batman's already started recruiting for replacement, looking into people. 2 of the names that they had there, Carrie Kelly. She's a Robin in one of the different timelines. And then Duke Thomas is another character who he played. He's Signal in the comics. Okay. So he's part of the Bat family and stuff like that. So a couple Easter eggs you got with that. But the first episode ends with a huge but a huge difference in this. This is where you see how this DC Titans series is different than anything else DC wise, because Batman kills a Joker. He goes in, just snaps, walks in there, Dick's sleeping, drops a crowbar on the ground. He wakes up freaking out, like, what's going on? And he's like, the Joker started it, and I finished it. It's done. And he says, I'm leaving. Peace out. Gotham's yours. Be a better Batman. Deuces. And Dude took off.
They had some friction, obviously, earlier. He's like, hey, do you want to be Robin? And he's like, no, I don't want to be effing Robin. There's a lot of going on. You definitely see Batman in a weaker state. You know what I mean? He's either losing it or and then by the end, he's lost it. You know what I mean? He actually breaks into Arkham and kills the Joker. But you see him very, he's just getting old. You know what I mean? He's already old. He's lost his grip. And it's really telling the story about how he finds these kids that have, some abilities,
Yep.
but they're broken, right? No sane kid is like, he's going to a person that's, got a family at home, all that kind of stuff. And hey, you want to come be Robin? I mean, some people might, yeah, she'll be like, oh yeah, why not? But he's finding these emotionally broken kids, and even Barbara's brought it up. Man, she has been fire, absolute a pistol these 3 episodes. I love her.
Mhm.
I think she's amazing. I think she's doing great. But she is just a little bit of everything she says is dramatic, though.
Oh, she's very, she's very kind of shot out. You can tell Gotham's gotten to her and kind of wore her down because she's
Yeah,
not. She looks a little rough for the wear. Like she's not getting a lot of sleep these days.
yeah, it's tough. It is tough. But she's to me, she's doing great. I love her character.
Yeah, and you see, it was nice to see her introduced into it. Now, are they going to do some more with her? Because eventually in the comics, she ends up getting a microchip implanted in her spine, so that she's able to walk again, and she comes Batgirl again. So,
Yeah.
are they
Well,
going to
she
kind
has
of?
one leg, so I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe they build her like a bionic leg or something like because the actual person who portrays her, she has one leg.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah. You see her in a wheelchair, and you might think that she might have her legs overcrossed or something like that, where it's, shielding the other one, you don't see it, but yeah, she only has one leg.
Okay, I actually didn't even notice that. So, all right, that's good. Um, Let's go to season 2, episode number 2, Red Hood. This is where you find out. So Red Hood comes back quick. Also in the first episode, Dick suspects Jason got into something. He finds the chemistry books. You see he's huffing something at the very beginning that kind of gives him maybe like some focus or something like that. We're not sure what it is yet that he was taking or anything. But episode 2 is where he makes his debut as the Red Hood, which is a lot quicker turnaround time than it was in the comics. It's only a few days passed since this. The
Yeah,
event
it was
when he
too
died,
quick.
right? Really quick, which leads you to believe that there's something more to it. And when you see him, he doesn't look like he got beat to death with a crowbar, you know. So is this chemical that he's created essentially um, giving him healing powers and things like that? So we'll find out. But you find out, you get your two favorite characters come back into it, Hawk and Dove. We find out Hawk is a DC bike police officer, and Dove she's still doing her thing.
Yeah, it's
Right.
so dramatic. Everything's dramatic. It's like, oh my god.
But this is where Red Hood really starts to grip the city with fury. He goes and takes on the crime bosses. He's got all their number twos heads chopped off. Kills a couple guys because they're just kind of like, yeah, whatever. We're not listening to you. Who are you? And he's like, no, I run this place now. You're now going to give me 40% of your earnings, but our money's fixing to go up.
Mhm.
He's taking people hostage, forcing them to do things, just really forcing the Titans' hand, getting them to step out and do things, and they're playing right into his hand, the entire time with everything. You get the introduction of Scarecrow into it. He's in Arkham, and you get the reveal that, Dick's asking Barbara, we need to get your profiler on this. Let's get a profile that's really going to help us. She goes, well, you're not going to like this. He's like, what do you mean? Well, we've got someone for these special cases like this, but you aren't going to like it. He's like, well, cool. She's like, it's Scarecrow.
Yeah, and he
Scarecrow's,
likes the pot.
yeah, right. He'll do work for Pot because he says it slows his mind down because his mind's moving too fast.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, you get an introduction to him. I love his character so far in it. I I think they did a good job casting. He's kind of playing just about the right amount of crazy. That
That guy's
you know.
crazy as hell.
Oh yeah, but it's not like overboard, right? Like with some of the stuff you'll get, they go too overboard, too dramatic with it. He's about right there, even level.
I like
Uh,
him.
yeah, you got Starfire starting to have some visions of something happening. Is it something that happened? Is it something that's going to happen? You're not sure what it is, and she's got these visions throughout all three of these episodes. To where when she has it, she kind of blacks out for a minute, and now she's somewhere else. At one point, she attacked Gar, and luckily, Connor was there to step in front of the blow and blow it over. But yeah, you get that. You get a Nightwing Red Hood showdown, which was awesome. Uh, and the big reveal that Red Hood is Jason Todd. So now the Titans know that. And they're going to move on from there, shocked as they are. You start off episode number 3 where he's digging up the grave, trying to. Batman buried him, right?
That's what he said.
Yeah. He 100% said he did. But then again, he's in shock, right? And he's not there.
So he just digs. Man, he dug deep. I mean, it was all the way down there.
Yeah. But yeah, you get that. Now you've got. He's singling people out. He knows the Titans are strongest when they're together. So now he's sorting them all out. He goes after Hawk, which 2 minutes before Hawk saying, "Look, you give me 5 minutes alone with that kid, and he ain't gonna be around no more."
That's my issue. Whatever this guy's saying, and then 2 minutes later, it's like, "Oh, you want me to meet you somewhere? I'll meet you somewhere." You know what I mean? Like, and then not to like back to this Red Hood thing. He's Red Hood like a day or so later, and now he's calculated. He's masterminding plans and this and that and yada yada yada. Jason Todd wouldn't sit still for 5 seconds.
But it's so. Is it this drug? Is it
We got to figure. Yeah, that's where we're
who's he working
going.
with? He's not working by himself. He's working with somebody. So who is it? Could it be Scarecrow he's working with?
And at this point, is the Joker even dead? You know, he bashed him in with a crowbar, but you know, Batman. I don't know, man. This guy can't tell who's dead and who's not dead anymore. I can't believe anything that's being told to me in this story.
But yeah, he singles out Hawk, but I think it was he played on Hawk's emotions, right? He called him as this freaked out kid who doesn't know what he's doing, who isn't sure what's going on. He says it's not him. He needs help. Help me, help me, help me. And so he really appealed to Hawk that way because you saw it in last season when they were trying to help that kid. Like they were going through and helping people recover, addicts recover, and then they lose those people and stuff like that. So he's someone who by nature wants to help people out. And Jason knew that, right? He knows what type of person he is, and he knew how to attack him and go at him with it. And then he freaking conks him out and puts that bomb in his chest. Like I saw that, I was like, holy crap. And you find out it's Wayne Tech that he's using. And it goes off of heartbeats. And he calls Nightwing, calls Dick and says, hey, here's what you got to do. You got to steal me 10 million in gold. There's an armor truck going. You need to steal it, and I'll turn it off. And of course, they say no, and they're working around their way to do it. You get to see. I like the evolution of Connor in this because you see him using his powers to become smarter and things like that, and learn things and go through. And he's going through, flying through, trying to create the nullifier or whatever to deactivate the bomb that's in him. And you just see him going to town, doing it fast. They did that a real good job with that. But it boils down to Dove doesn't think they're doing the right thing. They need to just go steal the gold, give it to him so that he'll turn the bomb off. She goes rogue because Jason reaches out to her. You don't see that, but you find out he's kind of reached out to her, and she takes it and then says, hey, here's what you got to do. You want him alive? You got to kill me. I've got the detonator right here. As soon as my hand lets go of it, her and Nightwing have a confrontation because he ends up finding where they're at, and she makes the wrong choice and pulls the trigger, to which he just goes, uh-oh, I gave you the detonator.
Oops.
2 seconds before Connor was getting ready to turn it off.
He was mowing through the house to get there. I mean, he walks in that door as the explosion kind of happens. Oh my goodness, it's crazy.
Yeah, and now Hawk's gone. Like,
fingers crossed.
Dude, he's not there. He blew up.
They've been doing some dumb stuff in these episodes. So fingers crossed. I can't stand him or Dove. I wish the Dove was in there.
He blew up. He's not coming back. Okay, he's blown up.
R.I.P. Hawk.
But I mean, that's a way and that's how they end the episode, and that's a way to end an episode. Like, I sat here and I was like, holy. Like, and I was waiting for, because you see him take off and you see the explosion. And so I was like, well, maybe he got there in time, but the explosion still happened. He shielded him somehow, right? He was able to pull it out, but the detonator still set it off or something. But then you see him in the room, like you're saying, and the explosion's coming at him. And you're just like, and then you see Crypto just kind of come out of there and kind of sit down and lick his hand, and just the shock on his face, and I was this close.
It was
So
great. It
yeah,
was a hell of an ending, to be honest with you. I didn't think they had it in them to do that, and I thought it was a great way to end it. I mean, it was so much drama because you have no idea, right? They'd slow it down. He's in the room with him. You're like, did what happened? And they had the time, but Dove's the one that pulled the trigger, pulled the detonator, and ended it early. So if she would have just chilled,
just chilled, just listen,
let the process
just
work.
right, but emotionally involved, didn't want this to happen. And I mean, just leading up to that, just it was just extremely emotional. Like, he's sitting there and he's watching his heartbeat just kind of tick down. I got 60 heartbeats left, and he's just kind of sitting there singing a song, just kind of staring off, like realizing this is it. Like, this is how I'm going to meet my demise. This is
Not a bad way to go. You just immediately dead. It's not like you know what I'm saying? It's not like a slow death or anything like that. I mean, you're just in pieces now. It's over. You know what I mean? Like,
But it is slow. Like, when you're gonna die, right? Like,
well, yeah. I mean, that's the only part that's slow. It's not slow and painful. You know
and
what
you're
I'm
sitting
saying?
there next to a screen with a countdown going that you can see. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I was. I'm fingers crossed. Hopefully that's the end we see of Hawk, unless they have stupid flashbacks.
they're gonna have them.
Next person we got to get rid of is Dove. If we get rid of her, I think everything's going to be okay. Some of these folks, I'll be honest. I've brought this up several times. I'm like, there's 2 or 3 of them that have special abilities. The rest are kind of just like people that worked out. I said, what did I say, a Tybo? And you said, no, no, no. They took a Krav Maga class.
Yeah, but there's only 3 of them that don't have powers. That's it. Nightwing, Hawk, and Dove. So now 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone else has powers.
There you go. That's what I never understood how these two, like, they're out there just. I don't understand how they just mow through people using karate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
I'm
Nightwing's
just
special. He's special, right?
saying. Mhm.
He's the best of them all. He was the best of all the Robins. He's just gymnast, finely tuned and trained, and what you get when you spend your entire life training for something like that. And I feel like you're starting to see a better portrayal of him this season versus the last couple seasons, where you're really starting to get to see what makes him so gifted and talented. Like, you're seeing him do the flip, flipping out when he's trying to shoot him, and there's just a lot more.
That was the dumbest part of this. I was like, "What in the hell?" He's doing backflips. It's not. I'm like, it's not. It's an automatic weapon. It's firing at a rate. That backflips aren't going to do it. And he's not like. You know what I'm saying? Even if he left the gun firing straight ahead, he's still coming back down in front of the bullets. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. But I did like. When I first started watching this show, I was like, man, this is dark. He's sitting there beating people up, bashing a window, then running their face across like busted glass. I'm
Yeah.
like, this guy he's got something.
I don't know what it is, but he has it.
Oh man.
You say, the back, but that's something you've seen in the comics a million times, right? So it's comic coming to life and seeing it. It's how you get the nerds in, right? You do that, you throw a couple names on the screen, like, oh, it's Duke Thomas, that's Signal. He's not in the show, but I know that guy. I know him. You give us a little bit of Tim Drake in there, okay, but Batman's AWOL. It's like, deuces, I'm out of here. See you later, Gotham.
Mhm.
You
They
know?
give you a little preview as to what's coming up, and you see
Yep.
the return of Batman and whatnot. But looking forward to it. I mean, the first 3 episodes. I mean, obviously you're in, right? You're always in.
Yeah, I'm in. The first 3 episodes were good. Um, Definitely right some wrongs of, like, season 2 was okay. The ending wasn't that great. I had you watch the last episode of season 2 just so that you knew kind of where everybody was, right? Let's make sure you know where, because they didn't give you a recap. Like I almost kind of expected a recap before the episode, but they just go straight into it. So, but I mean, all in all, so far, I'm enjoying it. 3 episodes in, it's good. Watch it, check it out. If you haven't watched the other 2 seasons, go ahead and start with season 1. Watch them. I think there's something like 8 or 9 episodes a season or something. I can't remember how many there was, but
And plus, you get Corey dressed as like a '70s prostitute, and she's hotter than fire anyway. So,
dude, right? Like
check that out,
you got that going for you,
which is nice.
and, right? You got anything else? Anything we missed?
Nah, just go watch it. Any update on when the next episode comes out? Is it going to be weekly?
I think it's weekly. Yeah, should be on a weekly basis on Thursdays. I'm pretty sure. So
Nice. Looking forward to
whenever that is, we'll be here with that breakdown of that episode, telling you everything we saw and everything we missed. But hey, guys, we'll talk to you later. Until next time, deuces.